Hello everyone. Today I'm very happy to announce that we're introducing computer science in our channel Sense of Science. So we will learn many things in this computer science session. So today we will start our first computer science session with Scratch. So let me first open Scratch. So you just have to type on Google Scratch and click on enter. And you have to click on this first link, Scratch, Imagine, Program and Share. And here is our Scratch website. So let me tell you what is Scratch. Actually, Scratch is a programming language where anyone can make his or her interactive games. And those anyone includes you also. Yes, because Scratch is very easy to use with simple block programming. And you can see here some featured projects, and you can make very interactive games with Scratch. These features projects are shared by the Scratchers. So today we will learn about Scratch basics and make our first game with Scratch. So you have to click on this create option, and if you are a beginner to Scratch and haven't joined Scratch yet, an option will come here that says start creating. You have to click on this, but I have an account on Scratch, so I'm clicking on this, and you will be directed to the Scratch editor. It's loading. And so here is our Scratch editor, and if you are a beginner, you can access to Scratch tutorials by clicking on this tutorials. Scratch offers many tutorials for beginners like these. You must watch them if you are a beginner. They are very helpful. I'm clicking on back, and here's our Scratch editor. So here are our blocks. They are divided into different sections like motion, looks, sound, events, control, sensing, operators, variables, and my blocks. There are also some extensions. We will learn about them later. And here is the workspace. Here we will drag our blocks like this, make a sense, and code our sprites. So let me tell you what are sprites. Sprites are nothing but these characters like this cat which act in our games, and we have to code for them to act in our games. And so we can get access to Scratch sprites. There are many sprites to choose from. We can also paint our sprites. Surprise, this adds a random sprite to this editor. And this upload sprite, we can upload a sprite from our desktop if you have some images or that. So I click on choose a sprite. There are many sprites to choose from. You can just simply click on any sprite, like these are all the sprites. There are many sprites, and if you want some sprites of specific categories, you can filter them by clicking on this animals, people, fantasy. Like animals, they contain all the animal sprites. People, they contain all the people sprites, and so on. So I click on all, and let us first choose a sprite to work with. So we can choose any sprite. Which one? Oh yes, this Snake Pony. Yeah, it is fine. and we can simply delete a sprite by clicking on this. Like I don't want this cat, and so let me tell you, like this paint. So when I click on paint, this screen opens. Wait a few moments. Yeah, this screen opens. We can paint our sprites there, and wow, it looks like a whole paint application with many options to paint our sprites. Like we can change the brush color like this. I will change it to yellow. Then you can paint anything. So there are many options to make our own sprites also. Like we can make anything. Yeah, and here are the eraser, text, and these are, but I don't want my own this painted sprite, so I click on delete. And so this surprise, I click on this surprise and it adds a random sprite. It will choose any sprite, like, and the time I click on this surprise, so this time is an elephant, and the time I click on this, now this time it is a drum kit. So I'll delete all these as I don't want them. And so here you can upload your sprites, as I have already told you. And so here are some sprite properties, like sprite name, like this is Nay Pony. You can change the sprite name. I will change it to science, like science. Yeah, so the sprite name has changed here also. And here's the X position. X position is also nothing but the horizontal position in this way, like this horizontal position. This place it here. The X position has changed. X position has changed. So X position will change every time when you move it. And Y position is also the vertical position, like in this way. I place it here. The Y position has changed. Like I make the Y position as 35, so it moved here. And here the show or don't show, the show is currently clicked, and I click on this hide, so it will hide, show hide, so we can show or hide it. And this size we can change, like 35, so it has become too small, like so like 200, so now it is too big, so 100 is fine, like. And here are the direction. So direction you can set, it is nothing but in which direction it will point. Like it was 90, so it was pointing in that direction. It is 180, so we better make it 90 only. So we can write the direction as 90. And you can change all those properties of these sprites from the blocks. And so here are the costumes window. From costumes you can change its properties, like you can paint its costumes, like you can customize your sprites from the scratch or any other uploaded sprites. And most of the sprites in scratch comes with many costumes, like 2 or 3 costumes, but some do not. So I will erase this. Oh, so it is erased full, no problem. So we can also here choose a costume from those. It will redirect us to there. Choose a costume. So we can choose a costume from here. So it's loading. So I don't want costume at the time. And you can also upload, paint costume, and do anything with this. There are many options. So I go to code again, and here the sounds tab. Here in the sounds tab you can get access to many sounds. You just have to click on this, choose a sound, and here comes many sounds. So here are all the sounds. you can click on any on them. There are hundreds of sound in this, and you can get to know which sound is this like. So there are many sounds, and so you can click on any of them to make it there, and we can code for them in this code option, and we can make them faster, the sound, and we can also make it louder, mute, fade in, fade out, reverse, and we can make anything with that. So here are the backdrop. So backdrops are on the background of this, like the current background is white. We can choose a backdrop. There are many backdrops like the sprites. We can also paint a surprise backdrop or an upload backdrop. So we can choose any backdrop, like I choose this Arctic. You can choose any backdrop. You can also paint, surprise, and upload. These are the same options as the sprites. And so now let's come to the code. So as I've already told you, there are many options to code, like they are divided into many sections, motion, looks, etc. So let's talk about first the motion. As we can get from the name, they are used for the movement of those sprites, like move 10 steps. And so I click on this, and this turn 15 degree. So I make it this turn 15 degree, decide to do that. And here are some like looks block. So looks block are used to determine the looks of the sprite, like size, those costumes, and say something like say hello. And there are also many costumes in that, like sound, so that the sound we got it here will come. Like there are two sounds, so we can click on this drop down to access to both of the sounds, and we can also record the sound. We can record the sound from there also, or upload, or surprise sound. So this I play sound this, so it is a very slow sound and we can't hear it. So there are also many blocks to do anything we want with this Scratch. So let us create our first program with Scratch, and I'm also very excited for this first program with Scratch. So for that we need another sprite, so we delete this sprite, and for that we need a sprite named this balloon. So the sprites are loading. Yeah, this we want this balloon, and we also want to change the backdrop. So now the backdrop will be blue sky, because we want a light backdrop. And if you're making this game also, so I suggest you to choose a light backdrop, because in this game we need a light backdrop. So here's the balloon, here's the backdrop, and so what we want is whenever green flag is clicked, like it is the very important in this is event block, whenever green flag is clicked, because like I tell you, we dragged some blocks of code like 10 15 degree, and this and this go to this, and we cannot always click on this. If anyone is accessing our game, we cannot always click on this, so we cannot always click on this. So for that we need a event block. Like events are used for specific things like whenever green flag is clicked, this green flag, whenever space key is pressed, so it will run a specific block of code when we do the specific actions, like whenever this sprite is clicked. So for that we need here is when this sprite is clicked, because we have to click on this balloon and do the rest of the code. So what we want is whenever this sprite is clicked, we want this balloon to go to any position. It will go to any position. We will not define the x and y coordinates. It will go to any position and play a sound and change its costume. So as I told you, many sprites come with multiple costumes. So it has come with 3 costumes. We can change the costume while the runtime. So we have added the event block, and we have defined the purpose of our game, like whenever we click on this, it will move to any position, change its costume, play a sound, and do this what we have defined. So whenever this sprite is clicked, go to random position. Random position is that I have explained to you. It will go to any position. We don't have to set the x and y coordinates. So it will go to the random position whenever this sprite is clicked. So before that we need a looks change costume, like where it is, yeah, next costume. It will go to next costume automatically, next costume, and we have to play a sound like this. Its default sound is a pop. Yeah, that is the fine sound. Yeah, so this is whenever this sprite is clicked, next costume, play sound pop until done, and go to random position. So let's try it. Yeah, it's working fine, but you can see it is going to the edge. For that we need a motion block called if on edge bounce. So it is at the, yeah, here, if on edge bounce. So let's see what it does. So but you can see whenever it is going to the edge, it is tilting some way or the other. So for that we need this set rotation style, don't rotate. So yeah, we want it here only, don't rotate. So we don't want to rotate it if it is on the edge. So now it is working fine. And if you want it to play when the green flag is clicked, so you need another block of code like events. You go to events whenever green flag is clicked, and for that we cannot every time click on this green flag. So we can add a control block called forever, and next costume, play sound this. Yeah, so you can see it is moving continuously. So for that we need another this control block called, wait 1 second, we want it, yeah, here. Yeah, it is now working fine. And you can make this game both ways, but this way is the better one, because here it's looking like a real game, not like this where we just have to click on the green flag. So here is our first game from the scratch, and thanks for watching this video.
Please subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe, please subscribe.
And so please don't forget to subscribe my channel, and if you like the video, please click on the like option. And I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching this video again, and I will meet you in next video. Thanks.